Tonight we report on sentencing for Nathan Brooks in the shooting of his parents and why Grant PUD may reconsider its rate structure for customers. What's happening in sports, Bob?
Thanks, Alan. Big Bend basketball drops games at home to Wenatchee, and Moses Lake and Warden basketball opens state play this weekend. Here's a glance at our Weather Center forecast.
And we're looking at a few showers across the area for about 24 hours. Some higher elevation flurries, a light snow, nothing terribly heavy, but the weekend looking good. All the details coming on up.
I'm Alan Troop, and we have all this and much more on iFiber One News.
From the iFiber One HD studio here in the heart of the Columbia Basin, this is iFiber One News. Your #1 source for local news, sports headlines, and our very own Weather Center forecast covering the entire Columbia Basin. This is iFiber One News, and it starts now.
Nathan Brooks will serve more than 15 years in prison for shooting his parents in 2013. Brooks, a 16-year-old Moses Lake boy, pleaded guilty Wednesday in Grant County Superior Court to 2 counts of assault in the first degree. Deputy Prosecutor Kevin McCrae said they agreed to the lesser charges to accommodate the victims, but declined the victims' request to keep the case in juvenile court. He said they did not feel that continuing the case in juvenile court provided adequate protection for the community. Brooks was sentenced to 15.5 years and 10 years of mental health evaluations following his release. Brooks shot his parents on March 8, 2013. He admitted to prying open a gun safe, grabbing a pistol, and waiting in his bedroom for about 90 minutes before deciding to shoot them. They both survived. The man shot by Moses Lake police in September is heading back to a Seattle hospital after he was released last week and booked into jail. Roberto Escamilla Mendoza, a 36-year-old Moses Lake resident, is facing charges of possession of methamphetamine with intent to deliver and attempted delivery of methamphetamine. Escamilla Mendoza was cleared to be released from Harborview Medical Center last week and was taken to Grant County Jail. According to Moses Lake Police Captain Dave Sands, Escamilla Mendoza is expected to head back to Harborview due to continuing medical issues. Escamilla Mendoza reportedly tried to hit a police officer with his car in September of 2014 in the Leprechaun Harvest Foods parking lot and was shot by another officer. Escamilla Mendoza was hospitalized until last week. The Grant County Sheriff's Office is spending $102,000 to fix the system controlling the locks and other systems at the jail. The Grant County Commissioners approved replacing the electronic master control system at the jail after the Sheriff's Office learned the system can't be repaired. The replacement is coming after one of the modules in the about 8-year-old system failed, according to the Sheriff's Office. The module can't be fixed because the equipment's manufacturer doesn't work with Windows XP anymore. Under Sheriff Dave Pinozzo said the failure of this system can prevent the Sheriff's Office from being able to control the security system, which includes the opening and closing of doors, turning on and off lights, and the monitoring of some of the cameras. The entire facility could be affected if the system stopped working, since they don't have a way of replacing the parts. A 5-year-old girl was treated at Samaritan Hospital last week for reportedly having methamphetamine in her system. Child Protective Services and Moses Lake Police are investigating after the girl was hospitalized on Friday. The girl has since been released from Samaritan. According to Moses Lake Police, at least 2 of the girl's family members have been interviewed, and investigators are still trying to determine how the girl came into contact with meth. And now we take a look at people being sought by law enforcement.
This is Sheriff Tom Jones with the Grant County Sheriff's Office. Each of the people you see here have a warrant for their arrest. If you see any of these people, we ask you do not attempt to detain or apprehend them, but call us at 509-762-1160 or send us an email at crimetips@co.grant.wa.us. If the person is presenting a danger, call 911. With your help, we can bring these people to justice and make our community safer.
Short break. We'll be right back.
At Moses Lake Community Health Center, we have had the privilege to serve the local communities since 1978.
What I like about working at this clinic more than any other clinic that I've worked at is the patient care. With the patient care team that we've assembled, it allows us to take care of as many facets of the patient and their family's needs.
Please take the opportunity to experience the high-quality care provided at our clinics.
When you find out about the DQ $5 lunch, all this food for only $5, you gotta tell people about it. So I situated nice. Frosty drink next to this juicy grilled burger and fries. Get my Sunday, boom. I just dropped a $5 lunchagram on all my friends. Get ready for a little $5 indie.
Michael, we like your style. The $5 lunch. Entree, fries, drink, plus a sundae. Only at your DQ. This is fan food, not fast food.
Hi everybody, meteorologist Don Morelli with you here on iFiber Channel 1 News. Our weather tonight is brought to you by Bud Cleary Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. And of course we're looking at a little unsettled weather to take us out of the rest of the weekend, but it's fun times here in the weather department. The reason is have a lot of things going on that is going to make the forecast a little challenging the next 5 to 7 days. But it does look like we'll have a little unsettled weather take us through Friday. And then as that moves on by, some cooler, drier weather for a pretty nice weekend. And then as we slide out of the weekend, getting even colder with some showers on Monday and maybe even some of that white flurry activity on Tuesday. Doesn't look like anything heavy, but just something to watch, and especially during the morning hours of Tuesday. In the meantime, 51 and 40. The extremes today, again, they'll be above normal with the temperatures, but things will be changing as we slide into the weekend with a cooler weather pattern settling on in. 51 and 38, the extremes, and there are showers around, and they're developing close by. 50 degrees right now with mostly cloudy skies, the dew point 32, the breeze from the south-southeast at 3, and that also will be shifting to the north-northeast as the next few days goes by. We'll look at the overnight forecast, and again, a few isolated showers close by, mainly in the mountains and to our west. Here's the main line of precipitation moving in through coastal sections this evening, and that'll continue to push closer to us overnight tonight. So with time, we get a better chance of showers. You saw a lot of blue and pinks there. So the snow levels are about 2,000 feet. At least it'll drop to 2,000 feet, and then dropping even further as we slide through the weekend. But by then, all the moisture is down to the south. So you can see we dry out for the weekend, but by the tail end of the weekend, some clouds and moisture come on back by Sunday afternoon. But still, not too bad of a weekend. Monday will be when the chance of precipitation redevelops. Temperatures across the state, not too bad to end the work week. Lower to mid-50s. Again, slightly above normal most areas. Inland Northwest, a little cool, but not too bad for them. Mid-40s, but showers again moving across the state and getting wrung out a little bit in the mountains to our west, but we'll still have a shower or two here in the basin with temperatures in the lower 50s. Nothing terribly heavy, maybe about 1/10 of an inch or less for most areas, a couple of hundredths really, but still, don't be surprised to see a few showers in the work week. Again, we're drying out for the weekend. Very nice. Any plans you got? Looking pretty good. The mornings though, look at how chilly the mornings are for the next 6 to 7 days. Precipitation comes back on Sunday night, Monday with showers. Again, we're above freezing Monday afternoon, but as we slide into Tuesday morning, temperatures may not get out of the 30s. That's why I think we might have a little white stuff by then, but all in all, not too bad. Stick around, sports is coming up.
What better way to start the new year than in a new Toyota? We're making it easier than ever with 3 ways to save. Your choice of financing as low as 0%, up to $2,500 in customer cash back, or low payment leases on your favorite Toyota model, like RAV4, now just $199 per month. Just pick your favorite Toyota, the best savings options for you, and drive away. It's that easy, so start your year right. For full details, see any of your Inland Empire Toyota dealers today. Toyota, let's go places.
It was an exciting evening of hoops at Big Ben last night. The running Vikes were looking to extend their win streak to 6 and be firing on all cylinders as they gear up for postseason play. Wenatchee needed a win to stay in the postseason hunt. Here's Sean Wells with the story.
It was a big game for Big Ben taking on Wenatchee Valley. With the win, the Vikes would take first place in the NWAC East region. But it was the Knights coming out strong.
It's tough defense, but the shot falls in.
Well, I'm telling you, you can't play much better D than that.
Second chance opportunities hurt the Vikes all night.
No good offensive rebound. Second chance opportunity falls in.
Yep, nice put back there by Chandler.
But the Vikings were able to take a 28-24 lead into halftime.
Side for 3. That rolls in.
In the second half, Donovan Wright started to heat up.
He's going to create something himself. Pull-up jumpers, a swish.
There you go, Donovan.
Then after a steal, Wright threw down this jam.
Steal here by Big Ben. Donovan Wright going to slam this down.
Yes.
Mogaladoo finished with 20 points and 8 rebounds, but it wasn't enough as Wenatchee Valley went on a late run to upset the Vikes 58-53.
And that's a killer.
That just might be the dagger.
For Fiber One News, Sean Wells.
The Lady Vikings dropped a 77-71 contest to the Knights in the first game of the evening. Wenatchee and Big Ben traded buckets throughout the first half that had the visitors up 34-32. Elizabeth LaRue had it going on early, knocking down a couple of threes for the home team in the opening minutes. She finished with 14 points. Mackenzie Winley led the Lady Vikings with 16. Max Shelley and Aubrey Vale pumped in 13 each. The Knights were led by Darian Gastling, a Wapato High School grad, who drained a game-high 26 points. Big Ben falls to 2-10 with the loss. The Lady Vikings close out the season at Spokane Saturday. Well, good luck to the Chiefs and Cougars as they open state regional basketball play this weekend. Moses Lake boys take on Central Valley at Mount Spokane High School Friday night at 8. Moses Lake girls battle it out with Timberline at Wenatchee High School Saturday afternoon at 2. And Warden boys making their initial state appearance matches up with Liberty Spangle Saturday morning at 10 at Cheney High School. These are loser-out games. The winners advance to the Elite 8 at the Tacoma Dome to have a chance to play for all the marbles March 5 through 7. We'll be right back after this.
Hello, my name is Cheryl Kono. I am your local Ephrata Farmers Insurance Agent. Here at Cheryl Kono Insurance Agency, our customers always come first. We don't just work here, we live here. Please stop by the office, call, email, or Facebook me for a free auto, home, life, business, or farm and ranch quote today. We are insurance. We are farmers. Come in for a free quote today.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Well, one thing I knew from being a patient myself was that a dental office is a scary place to come to. And so we wanted everything possible to make sure that our office is a comfortable place for our patients to visit. The patients that I have, my clients, have made me a part of this community, and we want to give back in every way possible.
Our spotlight story tonight is about a group of Ephrata High School students who are raising money to help poverty-stricken women in Africa. Reporter Jeff Chu has the story.
A class of Ephrata High School sophomores raised almost $3,000 to buy goats for poverty-stricken women in Africa. Teacher Mickey John's Advancement via Individual Determination, or AVID class, put on a Walk for Women event at Ephrata High School's football field track. AVID is a global nonprofit organization dedicated to closing the achievement gap by preparing all students for college. The students together walked hundreds of laps to raise money for their global community service project. The project was inspired by a Seattle-based organization called We Day, which also prompted a local community service project. Johns explained.
The students have to do a local community service and a global community service. And so for their local community service, they decided on working at the community garden here in Ephrata. And then we needed a global service, and which is tough because you are doing a kind service for something that we can't see, something that we sometimes don't even understand.
But John's students learned of the plight of African women who often live in substandard conditions.
One of the teachers here, Maggie Killinger, has been to Africa, and I think they were really inspired a little bit by her because she spoke of what it is like there. And we were told that a goat if somebody in Africa has a goat, they are looked at as of high order or of wealth. And so we kind of went with that.
Goats will allow African women to sell milk and cheese to buy feminine products and support their families. Avid student Jerry Torres shared what he learned.
Honestly, it was really impacting, realizing that so many people don't have food and so many people can't even, we found out that so many people can't brush their teeth. They have to share one toothbrush between 7 people. They sleep on the ground, and it was just great. We helped more than 100 people.
Avid student Stephanie Hernandez says she believes that helping the women buy goats is a lasting gift.
It was what was impacting to me was the whole orphanage thing, like how Jerry had said previously that they would all share one toothbrush, a group of 5 or 6. I mean, that was wow, that's crazy. Over here we use one in 1 week, then we throw it away. And everything, how they wouldn't have even beds to sleep on. That was just really hard.
Avid student Victor Sanchez says the students learned how much work is involved in a fundraiser. Victor explained why they chose to help African women.
They just seem like the most in need, and a lot of people probably don't know what their average day. I mean, our average day, we have everything we need. We have a shelter to stay in, we got food whenever we want, we got TV. All they have is basically just a roof and some walls.
I'm Jeff Chu for iFiber1 News.
And we'll be right back after this.
Have you been to iFiber1.com? The most up-to-date news in the Columbia Basin is just one click away. With news, sports, and weather, you can stay in the know with what's going on in your community. Read your news on the go by visiting iFiber1.com on your tablet or even your phone. Follow us on Facebook for quick updates and discuss the news with others in our area. Your #1 news source in the Columbia Basin is iFiber1.com. Check it out today. What's white and yellow and red all over? If you said the local book telephone directory, the one with the purple sunset on the cover, then you're right. In print and online at statewideyp.com, it features up-to-date local maps, community information, and a calendar of events. With a restaurant dining guide with full local menus and a reverse directory, you're sure to find the number you're looking for. It's the best way to get the information you need. Pick up a copy of the local book today or visit statewideyp.com.
Welcome back. The agricultural power users of Grant County is urging the Grant PUD Board to reconsider their new rate structure for customers. The PUD commissioners approved the new rate structure for all customers. The structure implemented a 2.5% increase for agricultural food processors and a 3.5% rate increase for irrigators and smaller industrial customers. The group argued the changes are unfair by comparison to the 0.5% increase for large industrial customers. The PUD commissioners are expected to make a decision regarding changes to the rate structure at their next meeting on March 10th. Author Hill Williams is discussing his book about the Hanford Nuclear Reservation on Thursday at the Moses Lake Museum and Arts Center. The event starts at 7 p.m. at the Civic Center Auditorium. Admission is free. Williams published Made in Hanford, The Bomb That Changed the World in 2011. The book documents President Franklin D. Roosevelt's gamble on a project to research and manufacture plutonium and uranium for military use during World War II. Within 2 years of the project's approval, the first plutonium manufacturing factory was constructed in Hanford. Copies of his book are available for purchase in the museum store, and Williams will have a book signing following the presentation. In Northwest news, an entire house is missing in southern Oregon, and deputies with the Klamath County Sheriff's Office are trying to figure out where it is. The 1,200 square foot log cabin, which used to sit along the Sprague River, was reported missing on Tuesday. Sheriff Frank Scraw made the announcement during a news conference and said the home was not up on wheels and the entire home was taken off the foundation. The home was not occupied and the absentee homeowner was notified. More details continued to be released in the investigation of the latest officer-involved shooting in Pasco. A briefing was held by the Special Investigations Unit that is looking into the death of Antonio Zambrano Montes, who was shot at least 5 times by Pasco police. Reporter Catherine Hessel has the details.
Kennewick Police Sergeant Ken Lattin could not say exactly where all of those bullets hit Antonio Zambrano Montes. He did say that all of the entry wounds were to the front of Zambrano Montes' body.
We do know this from the preliminary autopsy report. There were no shots in the back.
Lattin says the Special Investigations Unit is still reviewing video to see if there was anything in Zambrano Montes' hand when he was shot. He says when processing the scene that night, officers did find a rock near Zambrano Montes.
I think it's safe to say there was a rock found next to his body.
Franklin County Prosecutor Sean Sant says the independent autopsy of the body requested by the Zambrano Montes family is complete, and it will be up to them if they release any of those results. As far as the investigation by the Special Investigations Unit and the state autopsy results, Lattin and Sant say they will not be releasing much more information until the coroner's inquest begins.
Anybody in Franklin County could be pulled into that jury, and the more information we put out there, people are going to be forming decisions or making up what they think happened in the case without hearing the full case.
The Special Investigations Unit has not interviewed the 3 officers involved yet. Lattin says they need to have every other piece of information before that happens. Lattin and Sant were asked again today if local law enforcement officers can unbiasedly investigate a case like this.
We're not here to cover up for anybody. We're not going to put our jobs on the line for that. We're going to put together a fair and impartial investigation, the very best that we can do.
He says part of an officer's job is to uphold the law and live up to this creed.
With liberty and justice for all. That's how it concluded. For all. It does not matter what your skin color is. Doesn't matter what your legal status is in the country. Justice for all. And that's what we're here to do.
And that's going to do it for us here at I-501 News. We want to thank you for watching, and we'll see you again tomorrow.